All right, g'day everybody. It's time for some more Dune Imperium. Here we go. So we're gonna be playing against people today. So let's see if we can get a game going here. It's live. All right, let's go. Shouldn't take too long to get our fourth here. And this should be a good time. I've mostly been playing the versus AI stuff the last little bit with the challenge and with the most recent skirmish. That was a tricky one. I haven't tried the latest skirmish yet. So the last one was when you play your signet ring, it randomly changes into a different signet ring, right? Although I think potentially could randomly stay the same as well. And then you've got a point for every time you place the mentat and every combat you won. So that was interesting. I tried it a couple of times. My first one, I think I went with Ilban because I figured, Ilban likes getting the mentat, right? And that was okay. The only sort of thing that was a little bit tricky with him, I found, was that without his signet ring getting you Solari, you get the Solari the first time and then it changes to something else. It made it a little bit. It made it a little bit trickier to actually get the mentat reliably because it costs 2 Solari every time you want to do it, and you're not getting sort of the free Solari from the signet ring. So it was okay. I think I got a score of like, I don't know, 27 or something. And then I tried it again last night, and I decided to go with Leto. And the reasoning there is going to the mentat only cost him 1 Solari. And I found that to work better. And I wasn't doing that great. I was looking at a score of 30, but then I ended up losing in the last turn. Okay, Paul Atreides or Ilban. I'm gonna go with Ilban here. Okay, this is a little bit weird, right? With this kind of leader selection, why are we waiting? There's no need to wait, right? I could just lock in Ilban right now. We're not drafting. So this is a little bit weird here. And I think, I think that confirm button should just be there from the start. Because I think people get confused and then they sort of maybe tune out for a second. So when it is waiting for them to confirm, they might miss it. It's just unnecessary to have to wait to confirm in that mode. In a draft, of course, but it makes no difference there. I don't even get to know what people are picking, right? All right, game is on here. Okay, so the Baron was choosing his factions for his Master Stroke ability, which is when you deploy 4 or more troops to the conflict in a turn, meaning like at once, basically, you get to increase your influence with 2 pre-selected factions. Okay, let's take a look at the Imperium row here. We've got Bene Gesserit's Sister, a very nice, very versatile card. Worm Riders, powerful but expensive, pushes you towards getting Freeman influence. Scout, which is kind of whatever. Gurney Halleck, of course, very nice card to get. and shifting allegiances, which is also quite powerful. All right, and let's see here. What am I looking at? Okay, so the still suits has been taken. How do I want to do this? Maybe I will do this and get myself some Solari and an influence with the Emperor, and possibly on my next round I might go up here and secure a contract. The other thing I might consider is actually sending a dagger up to Hall of Oratory for the purpose of being able to buy one of these 3-cost cards here, because... Oh, wow. Okay, the Baron is going hard for the Freeman here, going hard in the paint. Right, so we'll see what's available when my turn comes around. But again, I'm kind of deciding between either sending a Dune the Desert Planet up to secure a contract, bringing me to 5 Solari, which next turn, unfortunately, will not let me get a Swordmaster next turn because I only have... my Signet Ring is the same card that would have to take me back to the secure contract and to the Swordmaster. So it's unfortunate here, this hand. Otherwise I could get a Swordmaster next turn, which would be delightful. But anyway, the secure contract is gone, so that option is out the window anyway. Is there any reason for me to take a Mentat here and draw 2? If I were to get really lucky, okay, at minimum, I'm going to get 2 persuasion there. That would bring me to 4. I'd have to get lucky in order to hit 6. I'd have to draw one of these 2 convincing arguments at least. It's not a great chance, but there is a chance. Alternatively, I just go up to Hall of Oratory and get myself one of these 3s, which would be okay. Let's do that. Okay. Yeah, so it's a little bit sad. I was considering gambling on the Mentat to draw 2 cards, and maybe I'd be able to get, Gurney Halleck early. But the thing is, there's no 5-cost cards there, so it's kind of like either hit or miss. It's a tough call between these 2 cards because the Shifting Allegiances is very strong. I would say probably stronger than the Bene Gesserit Sister, but the Bene Gesserit Sister is more versatile at this stage in the game, so I think that's what we'll do. So next turn, I'm gonna want to play the diplomacy and the signet ring, and I'll have 5 persuasion left over from it. So I'd like to get myself up to 6, which I could do potentially by drawing a card or by going back up here. I think maybe I'll go up here. There is some nice spice sitting there. Let's do this. So my current plan is to send my signet ring up to Hall of Oratory here, which would put me up to 6 persuasion, which would let me pick up Gurney Halleck here. I'm looking at the Gurney rather than the Worm Riders because I haven't done anything with the Freeman yet, and he's just kind of, you know, I like drawing a card. It is tough though, because my other option would be securing contract, which would put me at 8, which would allow me to get my Swordmaster next turn. I could potentially do it anyway. But I want to get that Gurney in there, so let's just do it. This conflict is like some pretty juicy Solari, but I'm just going to go with this. So unless somebody does an early reveal, I've got first crack at this. I think this was the person who was telling me to hurry up before. You know, Dune Imperium is a game of difficult decisions, so, you know, sometimes people are going to have to think about it. That's just how it is. Look at the spice on Fluxobot here. So, yeah, I was going to say that's probably a sell Melange. We'll see how much he decides to sell. Just 3. Okay. Interesting. So that means, yeah, that means I will not be getting my Swordmaster next turn or the turn after that. It's going to be harsh here. I mean, depending, right? People have to draw their cards that'll take them to green, but as it stands right now, it's looking like it's going to take me a little while to get there. So we'll see what that means. I may end up getting my High Council seat. Okay. Look at that. Nobody in here. Baron for a free 6 Solari for 1 troop. Pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. That means the, oh my god, that means the Baron is going to get the Swordmaster this turn. Next turn, rather. That's why he played that move right there. So it's going to be Baron Swordmaster, then it's going to be, what's this character's name? Memnon Swordmaster, then it's going to be Leto Swordmaster, then it's going to be me. A little rough. I mean, we'll see, right? But that's what it looks like is going to happen. At least I got a nice card in there. Good old Gurney. Should help me to actually fight for some stuff in the future, since I've been just standing back and letting everyone else fight it out for now. Okay. Boom. 6 Solarios. Terrible purpose. All right. Yeah. Oh dear. I wouldn't mind winning this. A trash would be nice. You know, try to get my Gurney a little bit more often. I potentially have a fair bit of, you know, swords to back up that sort of a play. There are some good cards here still. So there's an argument to be made that getting the High Council wouldn't be the worst. And, you know, I have time to get my Solari back for Swordmaster in, you know, 3 rounds or whatever. Okay, Leto's going for this. How much do I really want to commit here? I was thinking of going for this, but I'm considering this. I'm also considering getting this spice, then going, no, let's do this. What do we got? A convincing argument. That is interesting. I'll fight him for it. So I'm thinking about a couple of things here. I'm considering getting my High Council seat, if it's still around, it may not be, with a dagger, which would. Well, hold on. Here's the problem with this preview, right? I'm looking here and thinking, okay, I have 3, so if I want to get to 5, I have to go to High Council seat. But actually, it's not counting this optional persuasion here. So at the moment, I actually would get to a potential 7 if I get the High Council seat. Ooh, people are getting in on this. But that's actually nice, because let's say I send the dagger up to the High Council seat. That means I would have 5 even if I use this for the swords, which I kind of think I want to do. Interesting. Okay, Leto is going all in on this, it looks like. Yeah. So if I want to match that 10, I need to use all 4 of those swords. It's not looking super likely here, so I may just have to be content with second place on this, unfortunately. We'll see what I draw here. Okay, it's a little bit unfortunate that I won't get that to play next round. Now the question is, which of these 2 do I want to go for? Both of them have Freeman access. Cheney has better access, Freeman, City, and Spice Trade. Liet Kynes is only Freeman and City. But she can kind of power up your persuasion if you get a couple of Freeman cards. At the moment, I don't have any. We'll see what's there anyway. Smoke is revealing here. There is an argument to be made for Worm Riders, even though I don't have the influence, just because it's a way to get spice. Maybe that's better. So I could get 2 more here if I wanted to. What do I want to do? I could get a 5, see what shows up, and then potentially get a 3 if a good 3 shows up. Maybe buying these 2 would make some sense. Okay, let's get this first, see what happens. There's a decent 3. It doesn't combo well, but I like that card. It was probably a mistake to get this instead of an Arrakis Liaison to potentially combo with this. But I just kind of couldn't resist. I like cards that mess people up. Okay, I get a water and a spice. It's all right. It's not great for 3 troops. So just to show you what's in the Imperium row here, Sardaukar Legion. Very nice card. Arrakis Recruiter here. Also a nice little card. Okay. This is tough because I think I need to pick up some spice here while I can. I do want to play the gurney, but I may not get a chance if I wait. That's the trouble with this game. That is the trouble with it. But I'm doing this. And sure, let's throw in some troops. Okay, so I'm actually sitting at a 9 possible persuasion right now. So if I was crazy, I could do an early reveal and just get a spice must flow. I think that is a little crazy though. Sell Melange is something that I could do to get Solari to line me up for Swordmaster, but again, I'm not going to be able to do it next round unless Leto spends some Solari here. Leto's going to get it next turn. So there's theoretically not a hurry on that, other than the fact that I don't have a lot of desert access left in my deck to draw, so it's kind of now or never in a way. Although, I guess I don't need to do it next round. I could theoretically still... it's like 2 rounds from now that I'll even have a chance to get the Swordmaster anyway. Yeah, the timing on that was a little harsh for me. So... So I think it'll be Gurney. And maybe it's a good time to pick up an intrigue card. I don't know if I really want to... Well, I'm going to draw a card. The question is, do I want to draw 2 cards, I guess. Let's get one of these. That's interesting. I could still get a Spice Must Flow. So we'll see how this plays out, but I think buying the Spice Must Flow is probably the best option at this point. It's a little sad that I haven't used this to get any influence with the Bene Gesserit here, but it's just the reveal is so nice on this. Okay, Leto. Fighting for that Freeman Alliance, and is it going to be 2 troops in? It is 2 troops in. Which makes my life a little bit difficult here. Because it means that I would like these swords to support this. But if I do that, I can't get the Spice Must Flow. And I have this ambush, which is nice, but it may not quite do it. If I end up losing this anyway, I'll be so mad. Yeah, so the reason I went that option is getting the 2 extra swords would be nice. But there's still a decent chance I would lose. Depends what Leto has in hand here. Depends what this intrigue card is. And I would be really sad to not buy the Spice Must Flow and still lose the conflict. So we'll see. It was a tough call. One dagger. Well, I'm going to use this, and we'll see what Leto has in hand here. Going heavy into the Arrakis liaisons, which is what I should have done also, probably. Okay, so Leto is going to pass here, surely. Can't tell if he's thinking about it or if he doesn't realize that it's his active turn, because this part is really not great at making it super clear that the game is waiting on you. He passed. Okay, well, let's see what happens here. All right. So I got the point from Spice Must Flow, and I won. I spent a lot of resources to do it. Let's go Emperor to get that alliance and the troops right now. And then I guess Freeman, just to kind of get closer to unlocking that. All right. Yeah. Do I want to unlock that right now? Let's do this. Make everybody discard a card here. Okay. Okay. Well, I have one already. I have one Spice Must Flow already, and there's a reasonable chance I'll end up with more than anybody else. Unfortunately, I can't get one now. All right, Stolen Alliance here. Drawing a card doesn't do a lot for me here. I think probably going to Carthag is my next play. I could go up here to get an influence to grab Cheney or Sardaukar Legion. It's a play I could make because there aren't any good fours, but actually I'm going to do it this way. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe I can get... I'm just going to throw in one here. If I draw two, it's unlikely to get me where I need to go. So I'm going to hang on to that for a future round. I was just thinking, could I get enough to buy Spice Must Flow this turn, but I can't. Even if I were to draw, I mean, I'm going to draw those two, so that's +2, brings me to 6. If I were to draw one of these, it would only bring me to 8. So it's just going to be a reveal here, unfortunately. And it's going to be two of these fellows. So I'd like to get my Swordmaster next turn, but I would need to draw either a Landstrat faction card or a Desert card, which, you know, I have a pretty reasonable chance of doing. Okay. Okay. Going for the Hayliner here. I mean, I guess. That seems like a pretty large investment for just that, but that's fine with me. The Missionaire Protectiva, did he have the previous Bene Gesserit card? No. All right, well, I'll be getting 1 spice for my 1 troop there. It's okay. Another Sardok, our Legion, shows up. I'm not sure how I feel about the state of the game right now. In terms of the points, you know, I'm in a reasonable spot, 4, 4, 4, 3. I have 2 points kind of on the verge here. Though sometimes those are, you know, harder to get than it would seem. Drawing the right card at the right time, but also, you know, sometimes other things you want to do. The corner of the market here is pretty nice card for me. Okay, so this turn it has to be Swordmaster, so I need to go up to Sell Melange. And do I want to get a little bit extra for some Mentat money, or do I want to save up for a Hayliner? Let's get some extra Mentat money. It's a little nuts, right? But yeah, I probably shouldn't have sold that much. But, you know, it's Mentat money and it's Rally Troops money as well. Unfortunately, the spice will not be flowing this turn either. Although, maybe I use some of that Mentat money right now. Ooh, that alliance has gone back and forth. Yeah, I forgot about my Water of Life requiring a spice. It would have been nice to hang on to that. That was a little bit of a blunder, I think. Mentat would draw me 2 cards. Swordmaster will draw me another 1. If I get lucky, that could be... If I get purely lucky, that would be 6, which would be enough for a Spice Must Flow. Let's see what happens. Okay. Well, it gets those out of the way. And that's actually kind of nice. That'll get me the one spice if I want a Water of Life next turn. So I'm looking at what I potentially draw when I go to Swordmaster here. It's going to be at least one Persuasion, which will put me in range of Cheney here, which would be the choice because she's Freeman. She can combo with Liet Kynes. We'll see what I get. Because the other thing is, I am going to be playing another card. So, okay. Wonder what that means. Okay, he doesn't have the High Council seat, so probably that's not a Spice Must Flow. Probably he's going for Cheney or Sardaukar Legion here. Okay. The Baron sitting on 4 intrigue cards. That makes secrets very tempting here. We'll see. Oh, he didn't play one. We'll see if anybody else goes to secrets. If nobody does, I think I will. The only issue is if I do that, then I will be sitting at 4. And then someone can secrets me. Unless I have one I can play right away. It also means that I can't go for this. 6. Oh. That's a card I would like. We'll see if that can happen. I guess it can't. It can't unless I early reveal. Okay. So secrets is quite tempting. But again, it puts me in a weird spot where I'll then have 4. So maybe the better option is just going to still suits here, getting that influence. I could also put in a couple of troops and maybe win. And I can still get Cheney in that case. So let's do that. Maybe I can sneak this win. With 4 intrigue cards, probably the Baron is going to be able to win this. That should be the Cheney gone. No. Okay. So, do I want this Cheney? I think I do. And I guess I'll just either tie or lose to the Baron here if he plays an intrigue card. Oh, wait. Okay. So I could get Cheney and the Liaison. In that case, I will try for it, I guess. Let's see what happens here. So we'll at least make the Baron work for it. That's another case where this preview messed me up. It was telling me something. Yeah, okay. Fine. Oh. All right. Well. Yeah. Okay, so the Baron is probably going to win this. Where's Gurney going to take me? Might be a good time for a research station. It's going to be a Spice Must Flow turn, but I don't think I can make it 2, unfortunately. So Gurney to research station will draw me 4 cards. Let's do that. Okay. And I'm doing it that way because even second place would be pretty nice here. To get to 6 spice and potentially like Hayliner next turn. Um, I'm not sure how likely that is to happen. What I really would like is to get 2 Spice Must Flows this turn. How can I make that happen? It's going to be pretty tough. Well, Water of Life. Everybody wants in on this. Okay. I'm going to use this. Just draw a mitt full of cards here. Okay, that will be enough for 2 Spice Must Flows, I'm pretty sure. And let's mess with everybody a little bit. Discard a card or lose a troop. Take your pick, everybody. Look at the cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I know exactly what my hand is going to be next turn, which unfortunately is not going to be Hayliner or Spice Must Flow. So next turn is going to be a little bit rough. Does that help me in any way? Not really. It could get me a Bene Gesserit's sister, which would be okay. But honestly, maybe it's better to just get another Arrakis liaison. Or possibly to just not get anything. No, I think given I'm buying 2 Spice Must Flows here, I should get something to kind of offset that. So, I can... Maybe this is a good time for me to actually rally troops. That'll draw me another card. Which isn't... It's not like I desperately need to draw another card here. But it, you know, kind of cycles... It'll cycle my deck a little bit quicker. Because these cards are kind of... whatever. I basically want to get to Liet Kynes as much as I can, I guess. Possibly going here wouldn't be the worst either, actually. To get me a point here, or to get me closer to getting that victory point. And the fold space is not a bad card at all to have in the deck. Huh. That's an interesting play. Rally troops or fold space. Let's do fold space. Click an ability to use it. Oh yeah, do I want to use that? No. Okay, so I'm looking forward to my 2 Spice Must Flows. That brings me to 8. This thing will be worth 2 points, very likely, which is really nice. Which is 10, but I need to get a couple more points, so I'm looking at maybe getting this point. Obviously, winning a conflict somewhere here would be great. Or just continuing to rack up the Spice Must Flows is maybe my avenue. Ooh, look at that. That doesn't really do a ton for me. That would be worth 2 points for the Baron, though. Okay, do I want to use this? Let's do that. And yeah, let's just do that. Okay, big points, many turn. Yeah, unfortunately, next turn is going to be kind of slow here. I won't have any Freeman to combo. Oh, no, she doesn't combo with Freeman anyway. I'll probably be looking to pick up the Mentat next turn to draw 2 cards. All right, do I want to blow this for 5 spice? I don't think so. I'm not in a great spot to fight over this here. Yeah, there's a Hayliner. So, yeah. I don't particularly mind Fluxabot getting that. Yeah, it's going to be Mentat for me. I want to draw those 2 cards. I'd like to get another Spice Must Flow this turn if I can. We'll see if I can make it work. Without water, it's going to be tough. At least no one is really contesting me on this. I haven't had to like defend my Imperial Alliance. Okay. I think I'm going to use the dagger for this. All right, that's getting me there. That's getting me pretty close. Is it an early reveal? I mean, I guess the other option is I could send my Signet Ring up to Olive Oratory just to make sure I sit at 9 and then reveal the next turn. It's kind of it kind of feels bad to waste so many agents, but I mean, the spice must flow. That's my path to victory here. I have to buy one this turn, and I don't really have another way of drawing cards right now. Well, I could go to selective breeding. If I draw 2 out of selective breeding, that would... The trouble with that is... Oh, wait a minute. I'm being tricked again. I'm actually sitting at 11, if I count this. So sending this to selective breeding would work. Is there something else I could be doing instead here? Do I want to rally troops? Rally troops would draw me 1. Problem is then I would be kind of forced to go to selective breeding. Is there any reason for me to do that? There's a chance it doesn't work. No, it should work. What does that even really do for me, though? Honestly, fold space and a win. Zane Ellis. I'm just going to do this. Can you explain what you mean there, Zane? Chance to draw fold space and a win. How would that... Oh, I see. Getting this... Getting that point there, right? There's 2 cards that would get me there. Yeah, there's a chance. So I've kind of just telegraphed that I'm getting Spice Must Flow, which is fine. But I kind of like your idea there, because if it works, then you're right. It's a win this turn, which would be really good. I have 2 cards out of 14 that would get me there. It's not a great chance, but if I don't get it this turn, it gets me closer to getting it next turn. So it's a reasonable play. Okay, that is 2 points for the Baron right there. That's a huge buy. And oh no. Okay, at least the Baron isn't winning this. Or it looks like the Baron isn't winning this. They're actually really close. Yikes. Well, wait a minute. The Baron just did an early reveal. Yeah, okay. So it would have to be intrigue cards to get that. Hopefully Fluxobot here can pull this out. Because I certainly, well, none of us should want the Baron to win this. Least of all me. Okay. Oh, going back to the research station? Interesting. So Zane, I think I will go to the selective breeding if I still have the chance to, and see if I can get that fold space access. Because if I can, it would be quite nice. I think it's worth it. And yeah, because it will still leave me with 9. I really don't like the way that works with these cards. Okay, Lido going for it. Well, that would be even better if Lido wins that. All right, let's see. Let's see about this. No. Okay, but it makes me more likely to get it next turn, which is fine. Now 13. 13 leaves me with 4 after that. There's nowhere for Gurney to go. I guess I could send Cheney here to get a water just for fun. There's a spice must flow for Fluxabot. I could still optionally go up to rally troops here. But I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to leave myself the option of Mentat next round, even though probably Leto will take it. But we'll see. I think just getting the water with Cheney is the move. That'll bring me down to 11. And no, I don't see any point in deploying here. Yeah, Zane, there's so many options. There's just so many options always in this game, which is what makes it so much fun. Okay, let's reveal. And it's going to be a spice, must flow. And there's no point in doing that. We'll just get another Arrakis Liaison. It probably doesn't matter at this point, given I have 12 cards still in my deck, but that's fine. I just really don't want the Baron to win this. That's basically it. I don't have a ton of persuasion. Oh, no. That's not what I wanted to see. Now, the thing is, the corner of the market, I think, still gets me the win. Unless someone else has an endgame intrigue card. Wait a minute. Wait, what? Didn't the Baron just win that? Oh, they tied. Oh, oh wow. Okay. That's wonderful. Okay, well, I have my fold space access here. So that kind of has to be the play. I've got to do that first thing to make sure I can do it. And then honestly, depending on what I draw, it might end up being an early reveal. Is that rally troops? Must be. Research station. Okay. Yeah, it has to be that. I'm in pretty good shape here. I think I'm sitting on 12 points right now. Get another one, that's 13. Okay, there goes my mentat, but um, yeah, I don't think there's really much point in doing anything else here because I have to make sure I'm still at 9 persuasion. So, like, I mean, theoretically, I could go to selective breeding to draw 2, but there's a chance I have 2 cards in here that wouldn't get me back up to 9. Um, so it's kind of a risk that there's not honestly much point to it. I mean, going here would get me another intrigue card. What would that do for me? Possibly I could get another endgame intrigue card that would give me points. But it's a bit too risky, I think, because I don't have any way of drawing more cards. So, okay, there's the selective breeding gone anyway. So that's pretty much out. Yeah. So let's just flow. Let's flow it up, baby. Flow it up. Ugh. The Baron would have to win this and have another 3 points somehow. The Baron can't get any more points out of these. Well, I guess there are 2 more points here theoretically, but I don't see how he can get them. You know, he could maybe get 1, but in doing so, probably wouldn't be able to win this. He's not in position for fold space. So I think I've got it. Um, let's see. If the Baron has, is it plans within plans? Okay. So there's an intrigue card. I think it's called Plans Within Plans, although I'm not sure. Maybe not. But it's the one where if you have at least 3 influence with 3 different factions, it's worth a point. And if you have at least 3 influence with all 4 factions, it's worth 2 points. So he's now at least eligible for the 1 point out of it. Something that, if he can steal this alliance from me, that would be bad. It would be hard to do. I don't think he has a power play, but he could have an intrigue card that bumps him up in influence. So it's definitely not locked up here. It's looking good, but it's not locked up. And there's nothing I can do other than just hope. If it, yeah, I mean the game is going to end this round. I don't think anybody can knock me below 10 here, right? At worst, if this gets stolen from me, I go down to 10, but that's still end game. So a lot of spice sitting here. Not of much use to anybody at this point. Hayliner! All right, go for it, Leto. Get some points, man. Very happy for that. It's going to make it harder for the Baron to make that happen. I mean, I don't think he was going to get to full space anyway, but I mean, he could still fight for this. Leto doesn't have any more troops. Baron has 2 agents left, 4 troops in the garrison. He could still get it. There's rally troops. Although, what does that do for him? He already had as many as he could put in. Hey, Zane. I appreciate that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating. So this is my first kind of spice must flow heavy victory here. I mean, I'm talking like I've already won because I'm pretty sure I have. Oh, that's true. He could have, yeah, the intrigue card that lets you throw all your troops in. Well, if he has that, then he could win the conflict. And in his mind, it's possible that could be enough to catch me if he does have an endgame intrigue card. Oh. Okay, that doesn't do anything. Curious. I mean, maybe he just didn't have much else to do. Yeah. Okay, so he's got the Sardaukar Legion, which allows him to throw troops in. Deploy up to 3 troops. Okay. Possibly with the intrigue card, he can win the conflict. Again, it shouldn't be enough to win the game. Just buying things for fun here, I guess. What's the last intrigue? No? Oh, he did have that. All right, now the game, is the game crashing out here? Yes. Okay. All right. Um, what is the new skirmish, I wonder? Just want to take a look at this. Double the number of copies of each Bene Gesserit card in the Imperium deck. Okay. City Slicker, +1 for every 2 times you send an agent to a city space. Yeah. Legends, +1 for each named character in your deck. Interesting. Well, I think we're going to go for another... Whoops, no. Let's see if we can get another game going here. Yeah, people just leave the game. Yeah, it's a little bit weird. I mean, it should it should give you an end screen regardless, obviously, rather than just bugging out. I feel like I played that game pretty well, although it was a weird feeling. I felt like I wasn't doing great a lot of the time. I got the last Swordmaster. It took me forever to get it. But I ended up getting a lot of Spice Must Flow. I mean, I was kind of going that way already, and then I ended up getting the Intrigue card to really power that strategy up, which was fantastic. All right, let's see what happens this time. Memnon or Helena? Let's go Helena. Eyes everywhere. Yeah, I like that. Not being blocked at these spaces is just such a nice little treat. It doesn't seem that powerful, you know, you're not getting anything, but just always having access to those when you want it is so nice. You know, you can't get blocked at Swordmaster. You can always visit the cities if you want to. And I mean, all of that stuff, even just Hall of Oratory, sometimes you just really want to go. And then this is a nice thing as well. Just being able to reserve yourself cards from the Imperium row and get a discount. It's wonderful. Who is the first player? I am the first player. Okay. All right. Let's do it this way. I'll throw one in. Okay, so I'm kind of looking at a pretty stock opening when you can do it, which is get water, get spice, sell your spice, get your Swordmaster. And it's going to work out for me because... Ooh, Leto wants that. Because, you know, no one can get this spice before I can because I have 2 water, everybody else is blocked. And next turn I will have the right cards to sell Melange and get the Swordmaster, which is nice. I decided to use the Seek Allies. Here. I decided to use the Seek Allies instead of the Diplomacy because I wanted to leave myself with the extra persuasion from the Diplomacy here. Because there are some nice 3-cost options, right? The Space Travel is a nice card. The Gene Manipulation is a nice card. And the Finnegan Death Commando is also a nice card. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to get yet, but yeah, I want to make sure I have 3. I could throw another troop in and maybe take second, but I'm not bothered. Okay, let's think about this. There are other Bene Gesserit cards here that I could potentially get my hands on to power that up. We'll see what's left. I guess I won't be able to see what's left because I'm going to be the first one revealing. This is a guaranteed trash card, which is pretty nice. It's nice to get that early. But that's also a trash. All right, so I think we'll make it Gene Manipulation. Because getting an early trash card in the deck is nice, and I may have an opportunity to get some more Bene Gesserit cards to combo with it. We'll see. And there's another Bene Gesserit card. I would definitely like to get that, but I won't be able to do it next turn, I don't think. Well, actually, maybe I can. If I... Maybe... No, it's gone. All right. 2 Solari for a troop. That's fine. Do, re, mi, gas, la, sa, and back. Sort through the chaos. Is it possible for me to snag the power play this turn? I think it is. If I send Signet Ring to sell Melange, I can reserve that. It will then cost 4. I will have 4 remaining. Dagger to Swordmaster still leaves me with 4. But then I would have to early reveal to keep the 4. But I think that's the play. Even though, like, there's a part of me that wants to grab both voices here, I don't think that's what I want to be doing. Okay, there's my Swordmaster money. Let's set aside this power play. Is there any way for me to get the opulence? I don't think so. It would be tough. It's going to be tough enough to get that. Is Sahen Mbek gonna grab a Swordmaster here? The nice thing is, even if he does, I can still get mine because I am the wonderful Helena Richese with eyes everywhere. And he does get the Swordmaster. Okay. Well done. Let's both have a Swordmaster. Okay, so for my next play, you know, I could early reveal and kind of waste my Swordmaster to grab the power play, or I could send Reconnaissance to Arakeen and draw a card, which there's very likely will make it so that I have enough to do it. There's a 1 in 5 chance that I miss, which would be sad, but I think there's an opulence for Paul Atreides. Why does it keep showing me that power play? What is going on? Stop. Okay. A few little bugs in the game here. The other reason potentially to not draw the card is drawing the card will shuffle my current deck back up, which means the power play won't be in that one. Zane says maybe I could win the conflict. I mean, that's true. If I go to Arakeen and throw in some troops, you're right. I would have a reasonable chance of winning the conflict. Taxes, you say you'd early reveal? In order to guarantee the power play? All right, Beast is in there. So if I wanted to... If I wanted to go here and throw in 3 troops, I could potentially win. All right, I'll follow the chat's advice here, and we'll just make sure I get that power play. I was leaning towards going to Arakeen and taking my, you know, 75% chance? No, 80% chance of still getting the power play and potentially also winning the conflict. But that's all right. We'll see how it goes. Look at the agents on this fellow, and there is the power play right there. Who is going to get this? Theoretically, I could try to go up here. I could get some Solari. I could get a High Council seat, you know, which is probably not going to be enough this round, but taxes. Oh, now you tell me. Taxes says, to be fair, I'm only good at the challenges. I've lost all the real opponent games. Yeah, well, you never know. I think it's very hard to say ever with certainty this move is the right move and this move is the wrong move. Sometimes you can, but you know, you're playing the odds a lot of the time. You know, if I had made the move and gone here to Eric King and then drawn a dagger, I would have been very sad, right? So given the odds, I think I was leaning towards taking that chance, because if I had done it, I would have an extra 2 Solari, I would have an intrigue card, and I would have a Mentat to play with. But that's okay. And the thing is, what do I even do with the power play this round? Like, this is kind of where I'd want to use it. Insane says, I've never lost real opponent games. Oh, just kidding. Okay. I kind of think I want to angle towards a High Council seat. It's not going to do a lot for me this round, but so we'll see where the power play ends up going. What's getting blocked off here? The High Council? Okay, well, that's fine. I can wait. Actually, kind of don't mind that. Wait, who did it? Was it Doremi? No. It was Gaznar, right? Yeah. So that stops Doremi from getting it. And I can still get it on my last agent. Okay, yeah, I'm a little bit sad that I can't power play here, but that's just how it is. So maybe I'll do it here. And then my next play will be the High Council seat. I don't like not using the diplomacy, but I think I want to make sure I have that High Council seat ready to rock. It's kind of a sad reveal, but we'll see. Going to the Hall of Oratory. Very rude. He could not play it right now, though. Probably would have gone Spacing Guild. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna get that and just kind of get that out of the way because I want to be open to, you know, grabbing this if I have a chance at it, which I don't have a great chance at it right now, but we'll see if a good 5 ends up popping up here. You know, someone might buy some things out. Ooh. Okay, there's another reason I'm happy to have a High Council seat. Okay, there go my voices I was hoping to get. I'm not super excited about that. So, I'm not really excited about the Smuggler's Thopter either. I don't have Spacing Guild influence here. I mean, I could have gone there with the power play, and then that would have opened me up for that. That could have been an interesting play. That's what you were saying, right, Taxes? When you were saying in case that shooter was still there, you're talking about the Smuggler's Thopter? Ooh. Big 10. Well, that's going to be the Chom directorship, right? Bam, 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 bam. That seems too good not to do. Unless he's thinking about getting Jessica. He is. Okay. I mean, that's a very nice card to have, so I don't blame him. Okay, well, I like the Gunthopter, so that's probably what I'll get. I was considering just getting 2 Arrakis Liaisons instead, which I'm still kind of thinking about to try to get this Chom directorship. It's not going to be next turn. We'll go for the Gunthopter. Chat likes the Gunthopter. I like the Gunthopter. Oh, they tied. Very nice. Look at the spice sitting there. Is anyone ready for it? Yeah, Gaznar is going to snag that up, I bet. Okay, unfortunately, I don't have a way to combo this, and it's sort of a weird time to draw it because I don't have a discard pile right now. I do have 8 persuasion. Like, I could just go nuts and just bang off the directorship right now. It's honestly getting 1 influence with everybody is so big. I'm kind of tempted. What's this card? Signet ring. Oh, okay. So I want to draw my signet ring. Use it. then maybe early reveal, I think. So if I go reconnaissance to here, that draws me the signet ring. Then I can play the signet ring. Which will allow me to get that. I'll throw in one. Okay. So Signet Ring is going to save this for me. Which opens me up to do a... Yeah. I guess I go to Carthag with the Signet Ring just to get an intrigue card. Ooh. Jessica, what a great card that is. Let's make sure that's for me and only for me. Do I want to deploy any more troops here? I'm not desperate for Solari here. So I don't know that I care over much. I could put one in just to kind of intimidate. I'll put one in. Okay, so I'm limited on my next plays because I have to make sure I stay at 7 in order to get this. So basically my only option is sending Dagger Hayliner. Okay. How bad does Paul Atreides want this? Pretty bad. Kept one back. What's the beast gonna do? Deciding whether or not to put more troops in. Could put 3 troops in and still fight for first here. As far as my turn goes, it's basically just going to be Dagger to Hall of Oratory, just to get a troop. Because I can't play either of these cards without dropping below 7 persuasion. Oh. Okay, so he just undid that. He's changing his mind. What does he want to do? Still suits. That does seem like a better play. To get ahead on... No? Okay. Yeah, alright. Putting troops in? Okay. So I'm sad that I can't use the gene manipulation to trash. I would like to do that, but I can't do it. So if I hold the dagger back, I might squeeze out second. But I don't care that much about it. I think I'd just rather have another troop for later. Wait a minute. I could actually send gene manipulation there instead, right? I have 7. No, because that would drop me to 5. That would put me back up to 6. Yeah, I can't do that. Okay. We'll see if a fancy 1-cost card happens to show up. I do have these nice combat cards here, although this one I can't use yet. Don't have any spice. This one, I don't know. I'm not desperate for this Solari, so I'm not going to waste it here. I'll save it for a potentially more consequential conflict. So grabbing this Chom shares is going to bump me up here, which is nice. It'll open up the Siege Tower for me, as well as getting me that victory point right now. It'll push me ahead on the Bene Gesserit track, potentially getting me that alliance and another intrigue card soon. Oh yeah, fancy 1-cost cards, man. I mean, if a Dr. Yue were to show up, I would take it. I like Dr. Yue. Still could happen. Look at my poor resources. 0 water, 0 Solari, 0 spice. I got nothing. Everyone else is rich. Everyone else is swimming in goods. Goods and services. Come on, Dr. Yue. No. All right. Well, we take the directorship, and we are happy for that. Makes us competitive in 3 of the 4 tracks at the moment. Grabs that Freeman point, opening up the Siege Tower. And also, very importantly, keeping that out of the hands of other people. No. So, had I decided to hold that dagger back, it looks like I would have tied here. We both would have gotten 2 Solari. But, yeah. I'm happier having an extra troop for a potentially more important conflict. Like, that's one I would definitely enjoy. All right. No faction access cards, unfortunately. I wonder if I can get this. It would be nice to have that opulence. All right. Water would be a good thing for me to get at some point too. But I think I'd like to draw a card here. So let's do this. Let's see what we get. It's a diplomacy. Okay. I'm going to set aside the opulence and see if I can get it. And at the very least, make sure nobody else can get it. Deploy troops. I'm going to throw in 2 troops here. Taxes says, hear me out. Imperial Basin, selective breeding, trash dictatorship. Do you mean the Chome directorship? I don't even have it to trash, even if I wanted to get crazy. I mean, potentially I could draw it. So I'm excited about the opulence. That's too bad. I kind of wanted to go there and grab that. But maybe it is Imperial Basin. Maybe it is. Problem is, it's going to be hard for me to, well, I guess not. Six, 5. Yeah, I'm going to take that spice. Do I want to throw in one more troop here just to kind of be safe? I will. And what I'm looking at here, we'll see what happens with all of this spice sitting here. This could be another Paul Atreides A-liner. But I am actually looking at diplomacy to selective breeding. To grab that alliance. Drawing 2 cards is fine. I don't mind getting those cards out of the way. What just happened? 3 troops in from the Duke. Okay, so the other option is I don't go to gene manipulation. I mean selective breeding. And I keep my spice for private army. I have the master tactician here to support this. I have a dagger. But there's 2 intrigue cards and still another agent on Leto. And this would be a very nice thing for me to get. That's like potentially 2 points. Okay. What can I do here? Another option is I could go to Carthag for another troop and another intrigue card. That also gets me another intrigue card. It potentially gets me some swords. I risk kind of losing this because I don't have a way of getting there anytime soon otherwise. So I'm going to go this way just to make sure I get that alliance here. Interesting. Wait, that's in my hand. Let's get rid of that. All right, so there's some nice Solari to get. Happy with that. And this is going to allow me to put the opulence on top of my deck if I want to. Okay, so he didn't throw any more troops in. I have a chance at winning with this intrigue card. We'll see what he has. Unfortunately, I only have the one sword for the reveal. I think it is worth using the recruitment mission here. That takes me to 7 persuasion. I throw the opulence on top of the deck. I have 2 left, which lets me get an Arrakis liaison or a spice smugglers. I could potentially even cash that in for a point next turn if I get some Solari. Like if I come second, it's kind of interesting. Okay, and with my 2 remaining, I think it's Arrakis Liaison to try to open me up to Spice Must Flow. I don't see myself having the spice to activate that, so we'll do it that way. That can go on top of my deck also. Do I want to do that? I don't think so. All right, what does he have? Can he beat my 1 dagger? No! All right, so that's nice because that lets me pass on the intrigue cards and see if he has one before I decide whether or not to play one. That is so nice. That is so nice. Now let's assume that I win this. 1 is going to go up to the Emperor here. Ooh. There's a Spice Must Flow. The other one, I could go Freeman to potentially challenge for that, though I kind of can't. No, I'm going to pass. Let's see what you got, Lito. Oh, okay. Staged incident. I love that. I love the name of that. No, thank you. All right. Emperor. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that alliance. It's going to be a while before I can go back there. Maybe I go for guild and potentially get that alliance at some point. Although getting close to the water isn't the worst thing either. Okay, we'll do it that way. Spacing guild helps opulence. That's a good point, Zane. Okay. So I could try to cash the opulence in for a point this turn by getting some Solari first. But I think I'm actually just going to send the opulence up to wealth to get closer to that alliance. Never mind, I'm not going to do that. Okay. So, given that, maybe it's a Gunthopter over here. My turn is a little bit weird here. I don't have a lot of great choices. Maybe I go to Mentat. Yeah, taxes. I don't have a great way to get Solari. Basically, it's Gunthopter to secure contract. Look at the water on this guy. Those fucking Harkonnens hoarding water. All right. I guess if I want to use the Gunthopter, now is kind of the time to do it. That Mentat may not be there by the time my turn comes back around. If that's the case, then I'll probably end up rallying troops. It's a little bit awkward, but I think I should do it. Going to the secure contract is a safe late round play. It potentially is. It just, if I do it now, I blow up 2 troops. Which, how big of a deal is that? I don't know. Is it a big deal? I mean, I'm not probably going to be contributing to this conflict anyway, so I guess maybe I don't care. Let's do this. And yeah, there's probably no reason to go for anybody to go here, right? Doremi already has enough Solari to go to High Council if he wants to. But if somebody does go here, it really screws me. Looking at my persuasion, um, this would be a nice thing for me to get to potentially still have a chance at this. Okay, Gaznar definitely doesn't need secure contract. Satin Embek is short on Solari, but already has the High Council seat and the Swordmaster, so probably not a priority. Yeah, research station. Okay, and I will still get to blow up some troops. uh, I won't be able to throw anything in here, but, you know, what are you going to do? Boom, boom. If they go there, they're probably watching the stream. I know, that's something I have thought about. Um, you know, it's like somewhat of a risk to be streaming the game live. You know, someone could just watch, look at my hand, look at my intrigue cards, listen to what I'm saying I'm going to do. But at this point, it's not something I'm too worried about. And you know, I could stream on some kind of a delay to try to sort of offset that, but then it means that you don't get the real time interaction with chat. So uh, I'll just take the chance for now. Uh, by the way, anybody who is watching here, let me know how the sound balance is. If the sound effects or the game music is too loud or too quiet. I always appreciate feedback like that. So it's going to be a rally troops here for me. There is a kind of an argument for an early reveal to grab this now before someone else has a chance. With 3 cards in hand and no High Council seat, probably Doremi can't get it. But there's a pretty high chance that Sehen Mbak can, with 5 cards in hand here. So is it worth it? No, what am I talking about? I can't rally troops. If I rally troops, I can't activate my opulence. Okay. Zane, the sound is solid for me. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, so in that case, I think it's just going to be an early reveal because my other option is, go up to Hall of Oratory. That brings me up to 8 persuasion, which potentially lets me get 2 of these things. But I think if I wait, this is going to be gone. So I think it just makes more sense to early reveal here, forgo that troop, and just make sure that I get. Don't you need Solari for opulence? Yeah, I almost blew it. I almost blew it. But I have enough right now, right? 6, 6. Let me do that first. I have in the past forgotten to do that. Let's grab Liet Kynes and I think that means another Arrakis liaison to potentially power her up. And there we go. I'm hoping to draw my diplomacy here because I want to get that alliance before Doremi can. It's looking like a Paul Atreides victory here. That was rude. What was rude? Going to secrets here? Ooh. The spice is flowing for this guy. Yeah, it puts me under pressure here for sure. It means I'm going to kind of have to choose. Do I try to go for this Imperial Alliance or try to hang on to the Bene Gesserit Alliance? We'll see if I even draw the diplomacy. Battle for Imperial Basin. Okay, there's the diplomacy. So I'm going to have to make a choice here. And it's tough because at the moment, my main competition for the victory is Sahin Mbek here. So in that sense, it's a bit more important for me to stop him from stealing that from me. On the other hand, getting this alliance actually gives me something. It gets me 2 troops, which, you know, might be handy here. Water of Life, man. How many cards does this guy need? Going for the spice. Okay, so it's looking like there's a Hayliner being lined up here. I kind of hope Gaznar can take it, because I don't want Sahanen back here winning 2 victory points on me. If he does win, it's like I really can't let him get this alliance, can I? Oh, painful. It's painful, but I think I have to do this now. Okay, at least this didn't happen. Yet. Unfortunately, I was really counting on Gaznar to hit up the Hayliner here because I have a feeling that the Beast might be just about to do it. We'll see. All right, there's the Hayliner. Bad news. Bad news for anybody who is not the Beast, Rabat. Okay. I might as well use this, I guess. It's not going to get me in range of Spice Must Flow. 7, I could get to 8. This doesn't do a ton for me right now. Do I want this 2 spice for some reason? Maybe. Can I fight for this at all? Because getting 5 spice would be kind of nice, obviously. I think I'm going to get the 2 spice. And we'll see what happens when it comes back around to me. I could potentially throw in a troop and, really fight for it with this private army. 5, 8. Yeah, there's no way I can contest for first. Oh, that's very sad. I really have terrible Hayliner access here. Well, if he can somehow steal that alliance, that would be good for everyone. Research station. It's definitely going to be at least one spice must flow here. That'll be 7, 8, 9. Uh, this could be the end. Yeah, I feel like I haven't had the greatest luck with Helena recently either. Okay. Is there any reason to do that? I guess it would let me draw a card. Um, by the way, Buxman, thanks for the follow. I didn't notice it when it happened. I apologize. Um, I'll just do it. Do I want to pass my turn? No. I can then draw that. 6, 7. It still doesn't quite do a lot for me. Do I just get a water? Do I get an intrigue card? I'm just going to get an intrigue card and kind of see if it helps somehow. Not really. Throw a troop in for 3 spice. I will do that because even third here is not bad. This windfall could end up coming in handy. If the game doesn't end this round, it may give me a chance to get another point out of the opulence. It's some copium. Yeah. Okay, there's a spice must flow. At least it's only one. So maybe there's another round here. Okay. Do any of these cards have guild access? No. I think I have to buy nothing and just hope that I draw my diplomacy to potentially get a Hayliner here. It's pretty sad. Um, the problem is I can't even really fight for second place now. And I'm not even going to get third. So Yeah, there are still a couple of ways the game could end this round. All right, so if I were to blow that and that plus 7, it would only tie me with Paul. It's just insane to do that. So, no thanks. I was hoping to be able to sneak the second place, um, get up to 7 spice, and then maybe get to Hayliner next turn. Taxes, you would have done it out of spite. Yeah, well, yeah. So I never got any more Bene Gesserit cards to combo with this. And I don't even know if I ever got to trash a card with this. Maybe once? Okay, boom. Battle for Arrakeen. Okay. How in the world do I win this? I don't think I do. I don't think I do. Leto is well set up. Gaznar is sitting on 13 spice. I'm very spice poor. I can't fight over this. I can buy a Spice Must Flow, which is something. Can I win this? Is there a way? There's a very like low chance, right? Let's say, for example, that I send Liet Kynes. Oh, never mind. I was thinking of sending Liet Kynes up here, but that's not how that works. She cannot go up there. Okay. You know, I have some backup here if I get some troops in. All right, there goes. Oh no, he already had that alliance. Okay. I could go up to rally troops and then hope. Honestly, I think it's kind of my only hope. I think it's kind of my only hope. And I'm not going to send the dagger because I'm going to maybe want to hold on to that dagger. But trying to win this is going to make it very hard for me to get that Spice Must Flow. I could try Mentat instead, but I think I just have to try this. Do I want to set aside a card in the Imperium row? Honestly, I don't really see the point. But I guess I have to, don't I? Okay. Well, in that case, I guess we'll do that. Okay. Yeah, deny Worm Riders is a reasonable option as well. I considered that. So he's really trying to get to... He's trying to get to a way to get Hayliner. The trouble for me now is if I use any of these cards, then I won't be able to buy a Spice Must Flow. Because using the Arrakis Liaison, let's say, that cost me 4 influence. So looking back on it, gene manipulation could work. That cost me 2 influence persuasions. I would have to draw another one, which, you know, there's a good chance I do, but it's not guaranteed. Liaison is 4 because it's 2 on here, but I'll also lose 2 for the Liet Kynes bonus. Oh, I see what you're saying. It counts in play. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So it is 2. Well, I think I have to try here. It's making me wish maybe I had used my dagger there, and then I could use the signet ring here and have been safer. But what are you gonna do? There's not really anything I want to be trashing with that, so it doesn't make a difference. Okay, well, I did get influence. And it's gonna have to be a reveal coming up here. The only other option other than revealing would be sending Dagger to Hall of Oratory again. But, you know, I really want to win this conflict, so just that one extra sword I think is more valuable than getting a troop for next turn. Okay. The question is, how much do I invest in this? I mean, I think I have to invest both if it comes down to it. But there's an argument to be made that I should hold off to, like, Gaznar winning this is kind of fine, right? Going from 4 victory points to 6. Obviously, I would rather have 2 victory points myself, but I really can't let Sahin Embeg win the next conflict if it comes down to that. All right, well, looks like he's trying to win this one. So, okay. This has to be an early reveal. Buy a spice must flow and see what happens. So Doremi potentially could Hardy Warriors and come up over the top of everybody right now. Yeah, if Gaznar draws into Hayliner, then that's that. And, fine. How valuable is second place to me here? Second place is also decent. An intrigue card, 2 spice, 3 Solari. Because the Solari, I'm thinking, like, what if I happen to draw an opulence? At the moment, I'm not very close to being able to get the point out of it. So, yeah, obviously I want to win. But Gaznar getting first and me getting second is, like, tolerable, you know? Interesting. Okay, so is leader going to throw troops in here? Okay, that's a nice point. Do-Re-Mi is throwing in troops, which is frightening. That is frightening, because I don't really want Do-Re-Mi winning 2 points right here, either. What you got? What you got, Gaznar? What are Leto's options for more troops? Well, there's still Siege Tabor open. There's Hardy Warriors open. So he definitely has options to throw in like 3 or 4 more troops, which would be annoying. Let's say he throws in 4 more troops. That would put him to 12 strength. Which would mean I would have to use this just to tie it and both to win. Okay, he got the Hayliner. Okay. All right. The tactician to retreat, that is an interesting idea. But I think I would rather get... Okay, that makes it hard. Oh. So unfortunately, second place is looking pretty tough here. I don't really want to blow... I don't think I want to blow that for second. So recalling troops is an interesting option. On the other hand, it's... Okay. I don't really want to let the Beast get that intrigue card. So you know, potentially taking 2 troops back with it would be okay. Okay. So that was a pass. I don't know that it's really worth getting the troops back here. Like, I could take out 2 and leave 1 and maybe still get third. But what does that really do for me? That it's like net maybe 1 more strength if I can get all those troops in. I think I'd rather just have the 3 ready to go. I could blow both per second. But it's a little crazy. Oh boy. So it's going to be pretty tough here. Okay. So Gaznar looks like he's going to win this. Collects 2 points. Gets control of Arakeen. And the score tightens up, but it's going to be hard to make it work with Raban sitting on 9 points here. Grand Vision. Okay, there's the Opulence. So if I want to activate that Opulence, that means I'm going to need Solari to do it, which means I kind of have to use the Gunthopter. That does shoot a bunch of troops. It's kind of funny. Using the Opulence doesn't really help me here. So I think that's the play. Look at the top card of your deck, draw it or trash it. I guess I should have done that already. Right, because now I actually didn't need that Solari. Should have done that first. Really should have done that first. Okay, blew it. Yeah, Poison Super Control, I know. I meant to do that at the start of my turn. That was my plan, and then I just forgot about it. So that's unfortunate, because that's... Well, it means I can Mentat. If the Mentat is still there, it leaves me that as an option. which is not super exciting, but what would winning this conflict do for me? At the moment, it would potentially allow me to steal that alliance. Another, I think that's 3 Hayliners in a row. That's kind of crazy. All of a sudden, Mr. Paul Atreides here is racking up the points. Okay. Well. It's getting dangerous. I don't like that. I don't like that. Is there any way for me to get a spice must flow here? It's going to be pretty hard to do. If I had used this Gunthopter to draw a card instead, I would have had a shot at it. Do I try to position for a 3rd place here? What does Mentat do for me? Maybe it lets me protect my Bene Gesserit alliance. Maybe. Because I can still afford that Solari. That brings me down to 4. That'll bring me up to 7, which will be enough to get that point. Well, that does get me to Spice Must Flow. So that's 2 points. I got the Spice Must Flow and the Opulence point. As things sit right now, what's left in my deck? I have to fire the Mentat or the Swordmaster or both. Because I think I have to fire them both, honestly. The good news here is Paul winning this probably means he steals this alliance away from Raban. I can afford an Arakeen play. Is that true? Because losing this drops me to 7. Then one of these brings me back up to 8. What am I missing there? Taxes? This guy is just racking up these conflict wins. It's kind of crazy. It may work out for me. Um, what? No. No. Okay, so I really need Gaznar to steal that Freeman Alliance. I think I have to reveal here. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything because that actually, yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything because he might now reinforce that. Yeah. Should have waited to say anything. May not matter, but yeah, that was kind of dumb. He's got 6 cards. He can probably do this. Yeah. Why did I open my big trap? I mean, maybe he would have done it anyway. But that was so stupid. And it's a spice must flow. Oh boy. See if anybody gets a fascinating endgame intrigue card here. Um, it was kind of a rough game. Yeah, I mean, it was, sort of tight at the end, but yeah, it didn't work out. Ooh. Oh no, he didn't have the influence to trigger the endgame card. All right. And I come in last, 11,888, but I'm last place because I have the lowest amount of spice. Oh, well. Very sad. Anyway, that's how it goes. I got a win earlier. I got a loss here. Um, yeah, I did quite a few early reveals that game, which can be costly. Whether it was worth it, I'm not sure. Um, some early decision making affects the whole game, obviously. I picked up that Bene Gesserit card, which I don't think ended up doing that much for me, but compared to the other options available, I'm not sure it made a huge difference. Anyway, that's the game. So I think that'll be it for today's stream. Next stream will be the day after tomorrow, same time. So if this is your Sunday night, then that'll be your Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So whatever that is for you. Thanks everybody so much for tuning in. Special shout out to Ordy and to Smithy Zero for being Prime subs. I really appreciate that. It's very encouraging. And everybody chatting, Taxes, thanks for tuning in and being a nice sounding board, giving me some fun suggestions. And thanks everybody for watching on YouTube as well. Let me know in the comments where you think I could have done better that game. It's always interesting to hear people's thoughts on that. All right, so you can find me here on Twitch, you can find me on YouTube, and I will see everybody next time. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.